This video was my first ever live rebuild on Twitch, and if you want to catch my second ever live rebuild on Twitch, I'm going to be doing that tonight at around 6:15 Pacific, which is like 9:15 Eastern, whatever, you can do the math. So if you want to come say what's up and even influence some of the trades or signings I make, or even draft picks, just link is in the description, come drop a follow and be sure to be there at 6:15 Pacific. And if you want to choose the team I do, and get a shout out in the next video and throughout the stream, just let me know down below, and if I pick your comment, which there's a very good chance I do, I'll give you a shout out, of course, and I'll do it tonight. But just be sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, because those all help me out a ton, and they're literally so easy for you to do. It would be harder for you to think about it and not do it than for you to think about it and do it. I don't know, I'm trying. But let's get into today's rebuild, and thank you so much for watching. Hello everyone, it is Brandon the Simp here, and today we're going to be rebuilding the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now this has been a very surprising team in the NFL, clearly because, you know, younger players are really working out here. First one, of course, being Trevor Lawrence, one of the more surprising quarterbacks in the NFL this year. I thought he would be decent, but he has looked legitimately like very good. Obviously here has that superstar dev to reflect it. At a 76 overall, these are obviously my custom rosters, and he is very much helped out by this receiving core, which is, again, very surprising. Christian Kirk, I kind of always thought he would eventually be good once he went to a team that knew how to use him a bit better, because they are playing him in the slot here instead of like as a deep threat like the Cardinals did, and he's been very good as a slot receiver. And honestly, I know he got kind of overpaid in the offseason, but it's not really looking like an overpay anymore. That was a pretty good contract. Marvin Jones is starting to regress for sure. And Zay Jones, a contract I wasn't sure about, but he has also looked pretty damn good. I'm a big fan of him. Evan Ingram has also been a very decent addition here. A lot of just big additions in free agency that actually kind of, you know, panned out. This offensive line has been a bit questionable at times, mostly with the tackles, but Brandon Sheriff has been very good. Obviously we have Luke Fortner, or Luke Fortnite as I like to call him because I'm immature. Ben Barch, Cam Robinson is a solid tackle now. Just a decent offensive line. The left guard and center, but most of it's good. And then this defense here, I need to give Devin Lloyd a dev trait. I did this in my last one. I need to do it again. Okay, there we go. We gave him the star dev trait. But this defense has also been very nice, and we were already on Devin Lloyd, so we might as well start with him. He has been a very good linebacker for them. Was my linebacker one in the class, and he very much looks like it. He has been a very good player as a rookie. Foye Oluokun is also a good addition through free agency. Like, this team went hard with the money, and pretty much all of them have worked out. Is a very quick linebacker, obviously was a safety coming out of Yale, so also a very smart player, like went to Yale and everything. He's a very good linebacker. I also like Chad Muma a lot, but their number one overall pick, I wasn't a very big fan of that pick, I'm not gonna lie. He is a very raw player, not much pass rush to his game at all, at least not that was shown at Georgia, just mostly a run defender, but is a very athletic player, clearly, just again needs to show some of that pass rush. And in the first game of the year he did show that, but since then he's been kind of meh. I expect him to recapture that at some point. I think he will work out. Josh Allen has been having a very good year, is one of the better pass rushers in the league. This safety core, Andre Sisco's been decent, but their strong safety situation is kind of meh. Rayshawn Jenkins hasn't really worked out since they signed him. This corner room is kind of expensive. They're obviously paying Shaquille Griffin and Darius Williams, who they're playing in the slot for some reason, even though the Rams moved him to the outside because he wasn't good in the slot, and that's where he worked out, but whatever. Tyson Campbell also had a very good rookie year last season. Should be a great corner in the future. Another Georgia player. They have some Georgia players on this defense, like a decent, well, I guess Tyson Campbell and Trayvon Walker that I can think of, so I guess that's not too many, but still, you know what I mean. Two young Georgia players, so that's kind of cool. And then this D-line is a bit iffy. I like DeJuan Smoot, but he's not having the best year. Fali Fadukasi is a good player, but again, not the best so far. It was very much better for the Jets, but I expect him to rebound a little bit. Devon Hamilton has been having a very good year, and Roy Robertson Harris, I was a big fan of him coming over from the Bears, but just hasn't really worked out here. This team also has some decent depth, like Trey Herndon, Arden Adam Key I like. Kaylavon Chason, technically he was a high pick at some point, but hasn't looked very good in the league. Like Chris Manhertz is a good blocking tight end. Dan Arnold's a decent tight end. Like Jamal Agnew, I didn't even talk about him. I didn't even talk about this running back room. They have a very nice running back room. James Robinson is one of the more underrated running backs in the league. I like him a lot. And then obviously Travis Etienne is a good receiving back. I think they tried him as a slot receiver, which would have been interesting, but I definitely think it's better to keep him at running back. So they have two young, very good running backs. I like that room a lot. But without further ado, let's get into the rebuild and let's get to the midseason point of year number 1. And here we have a wide receiver mentorship, actually. Coach, I know you're... it's always Tim Jones. Why is it always Tim Jones? I would rather have it be like... Well, I guess I don't really have a super young receiver, so I don't know who else it would be, but Tim Jones, I mean, whatever, dude. We'll give him the deep route, and I think it crashed... No, it didn't crash me. Okay. Okay, so here we're going to be trading Rayshawn Jenkins, Jamal Agnew, and Dan Arnold for a third and a fourth from the 49ers. This is kind of just a getting rid of older players to bring in, I guess, more playing time for younger players and get rid of cap space, more importantly, because these are some surprisingly expensive players here. Like Rayshawn Jenkins is making like $8 million a year. Jamal Agnew's getting like $5 million. So these will be replaceable players. I might look to re-sign Jamal Agnew in free agency at some point, but these are kind of just cap clearing and age clearing. And here we're going to be trading Chris Manhertz and Jordan Smith to the Chargers for a third-round pick. For some reason, it says they only have 1-star interest in Chris Manhertz, but they had yellow, which would be like 2 or 3-star, right? Like, or does, wait, no, why do I not remember that? I should know that. I've been playing Madden franchise for how long? I don't know. But pretty good deal here. I am happy to get a third-round pick for basically players that would be off the team by next year. At the midseason point of year number 1, I almost said year 3, we are 3-4. That's a pretty not amazing start, but I'm kind of surprised we weren't worse, to be honest. Trevor Lawrence is doing all right. 1,800 yards, 12 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. The interceptions are a little high, but the touchdowns are all right. The yards are all right, considering this is about a third to half of the season, so you would maybe expect like 30 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, or I don't know, something like that. Almost a nice completion percentage, and rushing is not great. Only 3.6 yards per carry, only 381 yards, but 7 touchdowns is good. Travis Etienne is doing Receiving, Christian Kirk is doing well. Zay Jones, everyone's doing pretty well. And blocking, I mean, we have a potential member of the all-castration team in Luke Fortner. Luke Fortnite letting up 0 sacks so far. Jawan Taylor's not doing great, but Cam Robinson's doing amazing. Brandon Scherf is doing well. Everyone's doing pretty well. Defensively, Devin Lloyd is leading the team in tackles. Not many sacks. Dwan Smoot is our sack leader with 2. Where is Josh Allen? He only has a half of a sack. Well, we definitely know who the better Josh Allen is, if it was even a question. And not a whole lot of interceptions either. So we don't look like we're doing too great here yet, but hey, it's year 1. It's only the midseason. We can even turn the season around, not to mention the rest of the rebuild, so we'll be okay. We have some upgrades here, Chad Muma and Josh Allen. Some pretty big upgrades there, like a third good linebacker and our number 1 edge. That's a pretty good upgrade. And then in terms of re-signings, who are we gonna have here? Okay, Josh Allen, we'll start with him, obviously. We'll just straight up offer him neutral, 5 years, 76.8 mil. We will try that, and he takes it, of course. I'm surprised he's interested in coming back, to be honest with you. I mean, the Jaguars aren't a great team, but hey, we'll take it. James Robinson, we definitely want back as well. Even though he's not playing great, he's played well for me before. We'll also offer him neutral, which is about 6.8 per year. That's a pretty cheap contract for a good running back. Marvin Jones is older, so we'll wait. Evan Ingram, we will re-sign him. 4 years, I'm fine with that. He's been pretty good for them so far. Dwan Smoot is our sack leader. We would only have 2 mil left in cap if we re-signed him. Maybe we shouldn't. We'll wait on that. We'll wait on Andrew Wingard, Jawan Taylor. We'll just wait on the rest of these players. But let's get to the end of year number 1 and hopefully we can finish strong. All right, so at the end of year number 1, we do miss the playoffs, but we finished 9-8. So we're just kind of like outside of the playoffs. This was a very strong division. The Colts are kind of busted year one in this game, finishing 15-2, Titans at 10-7. I mean, there wasn't a really bad team in this division. Even the Texans were 6-11, which isn't great, but I mean, it's not the worst of the worst. But let's see how the team did this year. So Trevor Lawrence was, he was fine. 4,300 yards, 33 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, 66% completion percentage. Not bad, not amazing. It was James Robinson had a very strong second half of the year, which is weird because he got his contract and then played better, which is kind of, the opposite of how it happens. But he finished with 1,100 yards, 4.7 yards per carry, 16 touchdowns. Travis Etienne with 300 yards, Trevor Lawrence with 200. And receiving, we had two 1,000-yard receivers, 1,052 yards for Christian Kirk and 14 touchdowns. That's pretty good. Zay Jones with 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns. Marvin Jones with 900 yards and 3 touchdowns. Evan Ingram with 800, almost 900 yards and 6 touchdowns. He was kind of an MVP in the last Jaguars franchise thing I did. He had like 2,500 yards in 2 seasons and got up to like X Factor. Is kind of crazy. Unfortunately, doesn't repeat that here, but hey, maybe at some point in the rebuild. Blocking was decent. Unfortunately, Luke Fortnite doesn't make the all castration team. That's a cursed sentence right there, but yeah, Ben Barch was good. Cam Robinson was very good. Overall, the offensive line was good. I'm not going to replace anyone yet. If someone starts playing bad, I'll replace them, but until then, we'll just rock with them. Devin Lloyd led the team in tackles with 135, 117 from Foye Oluokun, 102 from Darius Williams, tackles for loss, 14 from each, Fali Fadukasi and Devon Hamilton, 12 from Josh Allen, 10 from Foye Oluokun. They have some hard names on this team. Foye Oluokun, Fali Fadukasi, I mean, they're more. Dewan Smoot's kind of an interesting one. Andrew Wingard's an interesting one. Roy Robertson Harris is a long one for sure. Kaylavon Chason, Tyree Gillespie. They just have some interesting ones here. Shaquille Quarterman, that's a long one. It's a hell of a name team, that's for sure. Not much pressure this year. 6.5 sacks from Josh Allen led the team. 4.5 from Dewan Smoot. I might re-sign him, to be honest. 4 from Trayvon Walker as a rookie. Isn't amazing. 69 tackles though. Nice. He did get a pick too. He had a decent year, honestly. Fali Fadukasi with only 3.5. Just not that much pressure. Only 2 interceptions from Foye Oluokun and Darius Williams, and then a number of players. A decent amount of players with 1. I'm not going to name all them because I'm lazy. And yearly awards, MVP goes to Aaron Rodgers of the 13-4 Green Bay Packers. You know what? It's literally just like the best quarterbacks in the league at the top, and that's really it. That's probably what the MVP race is going to be this year, to be fair. Like, let's be real. It's going to happen. And then here are the other ones up. The GOAT, Marcus Mariota, he'll be up there for sure. No Jaguars up here for Offensive Player of the Year, unfortunately, and Defensive Player of the Year, also no Jaguars. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Breece Hall. No Jaguars even here. And Defensive Rookie of the Year, Trayvon Walker at number 2, Trent McDuffie wins it. Devin Lloyd at number 4 cannot win it here. Unfortunate we didn't win it. I thought Trayvon Walker had a chance, but he doesn't get it. So, not the best first year, but not too terrible. Let's get into the offseason and let's make this team better. Okay, so in the Super Bowl, the San Francisco 49ers take down the Indianapolis Colts 28-24. Probably not going to happen this year with at least the Colts. They're not looking great. Matty Ice is kind of fallen off, unfortunately. That offensive line is kind of dog. The 49ers may be realistic, but that is a pretty interesting Super Bowl. Unfortunately for us, there is a division rival in there, clearly, but, hey, maybe they'll just fall off. I guess they have older players, and no upgrades for important players, just some practice squad players. So in terms of the re-signings we have left, what do we want to do here? So Marvin Jones was alright, but he's older, he's just regressing, he's not a great overall anymore. We're gonna let him go. Dewan Smoot, I guess I'll re-sign him. He was alright this year. He wouldn't be okay, well, never mind. He was interested, but apparently not interested enough. Jawan Taylor was decent. We'll re-sign him. Let's try 3 years. And he doesn't want to re-sign either. Nobody wants to re-sign with us. Okay, go fuck yourselves then. I honestly think those are the only players I would want to re-sign. So let's get into free agency. We should hopefully have some money this year. And actually, I think I might make some cuts here. Is there anyone I can get rid of? Definitely Roy Robertson Harris, more expensive than he's worth. That would save us almost $8 million a year. Want to get his contract off the books for sure. And other than that, I think we're good. We'll just wait until next year. because there are going to be some bigger ones like Foye Aluakun that we can get off the books and just re-sign him, like some of the tackles. Like, we have an expensive team, but it's clearable. Like, we can make some cap. But let's see what is here in free agency. Honestly, not a lot. So these are the 3 players I'm going to be going after in free agency. First one being CD Deuce, CJ Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, like whatever you want to call him at this point. I originally knew him as Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, clearly, and then it was CJ, and now it's CD. I can't keep up at this point. Or then it was CJ, then it was, or I don't know, it was some order, but either way, we're going to be offering him a contract. We need an upgrade at safety, and if we get him, he would be a big upgrade, clearly. And then the next one is going to be Mecole Hardman. It would be nice to get a, like, deep threat in here. We don't really have anyone at receiver past Zay Jones and Christian Kirk, so he will be kind of because CD Deuce. Christian Kirk will be kind of the slot guy. Zay Jones will be more the big-bodied receiver, and then Mecole Hardman can be like the deep threat. So that'll be a nice trio. He's good, he's young, he has a dev trait. It'll be a nice addition. And then the third one is just going to be Juwan Taylor. Not super interesting, but we definitely want him back. So let's see if any of these players sign right off the bat. And 2 of them do. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, or CJ Gardner-Johnson, and Juwan Taylor. But Mecole Hardman does not accept yet, so we might want to up it a little bit. He's still not expensive, even offering him that. That gives us back the lead. Let's see if he takes that. And he lets the Saints tie it. Okay, we'll have to go very player-friendly, it looks like, which, do I want to do this? Is this worth it? We'll see if he takes it. If he doesn't, it's not the end of the world. I don't think he took it. He did. Okay, so we have to pay him quite a bit, but, you know, it's a good player to have. I kind of regret it, but it is what it is. So we have some 5th-year options here. Let's see who this is. Kaylavon Chason. Let me think about that one real quick. No, I'm good, thanks. I'll pass, Chief. And for private workouts, let's see. What do I want to do? I see a quarterback named Daniel Madden in Madden, and I see someone named Matt Duval. I mean, I kind of gotta add him. No, I'm not gonna. But, I mean, like, come on now. He would be perfect here. We're not gonna add him, but he would be perfect. I mean, Trevor Lawrence wasn't great last year, but, I don't know. Aries Bennett looks pretty good. I don't know if he's gonna make it to our pick, but he definitely looks good. I would want Dane Carter, but he's a top 5 player. He's definitely not gonna make it to our pick. Who else? Emmett Kelly looks. Yeah, let's add Emmett Kelly. Yeah, we'll add Emmett Kelly. And I guess we could maybe go edge. No, let's just take Emmett Kelly off, and then let's just add 2 pass rushers. We'll add that guy and then Spencer Porter. Okay, yeah, we will get them almost fully scouted, and hopefully we can find some studs there. Here in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Bears have the #1 overall pick. I mean, that was my projection for worst team in the NFL this year. They haven't necessarily been that. Not that they've, you know, played amazing, but they haven't played, you know, really much competition. They played the 49ers in a rain game, and they beat, like, who else did they beat? I don't know, but there's something. I could see them ending up with the #1 overall pick. But let's get to pick 18, where we're going to be picking, obviously not as good of a draft pick as you would hope for, being the Jacksonville Jaguars, but hey, you gotta take it. You can't really do anything about it. So unfortunately, those pass rushers are gone, it looks like. So let me take a look through here, and let's see what we're gonna do. Jaw, ayo. Let's get X on the team. We got Jaw Dobbs. That's kind of funny. I kind of want to take him just because of his name. I think the pick is gonna be Jaw Dobbs purely because of name value. He is a 5'10", 201-pound corner out of USC, 23 years old, so a bit older. I would not normally take this player if not for his name, clearly. He ran a 4.44 at the Combine, which is what Jeff 444 ran, obviously. 4.38 at his pro day, so definitely a bit better. A to C awareness, B to D press, A block shed, B man, C zone, or C play rec. Looks like a definitely decent player. So let's take him, and he has hidden in 94 speed. He's kind of a joke pick, but he looks legit good. That might be a really good pick. Obviously, with Darius Williams aging, he could be just just slide in and be an immediate replacement. If not, I might just find some role for him, like play him in the slot and play someone. I don't know. We can find somewhere to put him. All right, here I think we are going to take Walt Palmer. He is a 6'5", 308-pound defensive end out of West Virginia. Looks like a decent player, not the fastest in the world, but elite strength, 38 reps on the bench at the combine. Looks very good. B awareness, B play rec, A block shed. Not much pass rush, but that's fine. He's going to be more of a run defender here. Not the worst pass rusher, but not great. But let's take him, and he has hidden dev. Okay, I thought he was going to be one of those defensive ends that are like a really good run defender, but because they don't have any pass rush, they don't have like a good dev trait. But he looks really nice. Decent speed for what he had, and amazing strength. That's a good pick. And with the last pick I'm going to take here, what was that? And with the last pick I'm going to take here, we're going to go George Doss. He is a 6'2", 254-pound pass rusher out of Cal. Looks pretty decent. Good speed, 4.63 at the combine and his pro day. Decent strength. I mean, literally it's listed as decent too. And he has, the main reason I'm taking him is just because of the A to C finesse moves. I mean, if it's an A, he could be a good player. I don't really expect it to be an A based off the rest of his stats. And even if it is an A, he might not be great. But hey, let's just take him. We need something there, and he's like the best option. He is fast, not very strong, but might be a decent overall. Let's find out. All right, so here is a recap of the draft. Jaw Dobbs is a 76 overall, 94 speed, good coverage, looks like a great corner. I mean, he was kind of the joke pick, like I said, but he's a like legit, really good corner. If he didn't look like a great corner, I wouldn't have taken him, but I could kind of tell he had like the good coverage. Basically, any corner that's fast is pretty much gonna end up being decent. For some reason, that's just kind of how it works out. So he looks like a great corner. Will step in as the number 2 in no time, I'm sure. The next pick was Walt Palmer. He is definitely a good player, 73 overall. I was hoping you would be a bit better, more like a 76, but we'll take that. Obviously, no pass rush, but good run defense, okay speed for a player of his size. Just looks like a really good run defender, basically. Decent pick for sure, especially in the second round. Now, bit of a stinker here with George Doss. I'm guessing he did not have a finesse. No, he has no finesse moves. We almost might as well just move him to inside linebacker. He has 99 injury. That's interesting. Doesn't matter here, but yeah, not my best work. The CPU took Bryson Smith. He looks like a good slot receiver, I guess. No deep route running, decent speed, I guess, good short route. What you would expect for a slot receiver, basically. Looks like a good one. We don't really need him, clearly, because we have Christian Kirk, but he should be a good number 2 slot receiver. And then they just picked some kind of depth pieces, another decent receiver, another good corner. You know, just the CPU did pretty well filling out this team. But let's get into year number 2. And we have a rookie focus scenario here. Let me see what this is. So it is for George Doss, the pass rusher. I guess let's go play rec. I could also go block shedding. I don't like that there's no pass rush ability there, but there is zone coverage. Like, I don't get this game a lot of the time. It doesn't really make any sense. Let's go. I hope I'm not giving anyone a seizure, but let's go. Still evaluating. I don't know. I was doing that over and over in the last one. I don't know what it does, but I don't really know if it's better or worse, but we'll go with it. Luke Fortnite, let's go. And then let's see, we have a thing here, a recap of it. Let's see what he got. George Doss is making a good impression. I didn't see what his name said. It probably said something stupid on the back. I thought I read Fortner, but maybe not. But George Doss gets +4 play rec. Not bad at all. And then we actually have a training camp standout, so we're getting a lot of breakouts. Unfortunately, George Doss isn't really going to be an impact, more than likely, but hey, you still take it. And then Trayvon Walker. Let's definitely go play rec. He's already good enough run defender. We don't need any more tackling for him. Let's give him some play rec. That's a pretty big upgrade too. Here is a look at the team going into year number 2 of the rebuild. Obviously, we are hoping for an improvement for Trevor Lawrence. He wasn't bad in the last season by any means, but we definitely want him to be better here. And obviously we have made some upgrades to the offense, and by some, I mean one. We added Mecole Hardman, so he should be a good wide receiver 2 for him. And then just just a lot of just development here. Still a lot of younger players, clearly. And then the defense here, like all-star dev. I just realized that. Jesus Christ, it's all silver. But yeah, we have some younger players here. Palmer, Dobbs. And actually, I think I am going to trade Darius Williams because of the corner room that we have. It's a very good one. Let me look for a team that would realistically need him. He could be the 3 for the Buccaneers. Okay, so here we are trading Darius Williams to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, newly divorced, or I guess soon to be divorced, Tom Brady. You know, I might want to get some of that, you know what I'm saying? No homo. But we're trading Darius Williams to the Buccaneers. Why did I say that? For a 3rd and a 4th this year. Not bad. But yeah, this corner room is very good with Dobbs, and McLeod actually has a hidden dev. This is a player the CPU took. Very good zone corner, but no man coverage, but I could just spend some slot upgrades and get that up. So he could be a very nice player. I mean, just imagine him with like 73 man coverage as well. Like, he could be a really good number 4 corner for us. Maybe even number 3 if he takes over for, like, I guess, Shaquille Griffin if he regresses or something like that. I don't know. Could be a good player. Nice that the CPU got him. And then Will Palmer here, or Walt Palmer, not Will Palmer. Is Will Palmer a real player, or am I stupid? I don't know. But Walt Palmer is hopefully going to be a good defensive end for us, stepping in and filling in a big hole right here. The bright side about this team is we don't really have any true holes on this team, and even where there are holes, we have players that can upgrade. That sounds kind of sus, but you know what I mean. And then here is a look at the specialists. I guess I haven't really changed this yet, but I don't think I will, because this is about right. I want Palmer to be the number 1 rush defensive tackle, and let's get Dobbs in the slot and on the outside. That seems kind of fun. But let's get to the midseason point of year number 2, and hopefully we're doing well. All right, at the midseason point of year number 2, we are 5-1, competing for the lead in the division with the previously 15-2 Indianapolis Colts. Like, we're definitely up there. We're doing pretty nice. Let's see why that is. I mean, if I had to bet, I would guess Trevor Lawrence is going off. He's doing okay. I'm guessing he doesn't. Oh, only 1 interception. Okay, 1,500 yards, which is a little low. 12 touchdowns, which is decent, but only 1 interception. That's nice. You know, you would hope that those other stats would be raised a bit, but at least the interceptions are low, the turnovers. Rushing, we're doing all right. Receiving, we're doing all right. Where is, oh, Christian Kirk's right there. Evan Engram is our leading receiver with 469 yards. Nice. We do not have much depth on the O-line. Jesus, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 linemen. That's fun. But out of those 6 linemen, 2 of them are members for the all-castration team. Brandon Scherf and Ben Barch. This line plays so well. Definitely our worst player is Jawan Taylor so far, but even then, he's been, like, legit, like, decent. Like, good, decent to good. Like, he's been fine. Luke Fortnite and especially Cam Robinson has been amazing, too. And on the defense here, I wonder how we're doing. Devin Lloyd is leading the team in tackles and sacks. Josh Allen with 4, Fali Fadukasi with 3, Trayvon Walker with 2.5. Decent numbers, and then interceptions are a bit low, but hey, it's just the midseason. We have a good record. We'll see how we can finish. And then let's check out some of the re-signings here. I wonder who is going to be here this year. And honestly, the re-signings are kind of good in this franchise because they're going to be asking for less. Like, this team overpays players. When we re-sign them, it's going to be for cheaper, like 99.9% of the time. Shaquille Griffin, honestly, yeah, we'll re-sign him for 1 year, I guess, and he takes it. Okay, he was very interested. We don't have to pay him too much, so that's fine. Ben Barch has been very good for us, so we'll re-sign him for 3 years. There we go. And then Caleb Von Chase on him, good. Daniel Thomas. I do want Devon Hamilton back later on. I'll get him for sure, but not too many re-signings to worry about. This is nice. But let's get to the end of year number 2, and hopefully we're in the playoffs. Okay, so at the end of year number 2, we finished 12-5. That's pretty nice. We smoked the Colts in week 18, so you love to see that. But we're going to be taking on the Cleveland Browns. We have some upgrades here. I guess I'll jump in. Nah, I'm not gonna. We're not gonna. It's only year 2. I expect us to do well next year too. So we're gonna wait until year number 3 to jump in. But we have a kind of playoff scenario thing here. Let's deal with this, the first of many. I hope it's of many, to be fair. Let's go play it cool. We'll just go play it cool. I always go play it cool. I just don't want to give the team extra motivation that we're going up against, so we good. And let's check out how the team did this year. So Trevor Lawrence had a borderline MVP season, 4,700 yards, 38 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions, 68% completion percentage. So close to nice, but had a very good year. James Robinson with almost 1,400 yards, 5.2 yards per carry, and 12 touchdowns. He was a monster. 1,500 yards from Christian Kirk, 12 touchdowns. Evan Engram as a tight end with 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns. Mecole Hardman with 900 yards and 5 touchdowns. Even Zay Jones was all right. He was fine. And then blocking, Luke Fortnite didn't have a very good year, but Cam Robinson was good. Juwan Taylor was good. Ben Barch, everyone else was good, but Luke Fortnite was Devin Lloyd led the team with 126 tackles for loss. We had a good amount there. And then sacks, still kind of not great. Fali Fadukasi was our leading sack getter. Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen each only had 6. I've had Josh Allen do very well for me in rebuilds, but this is not it. I don't know why, but he ain't doing super well. And then interceptions, CD Deuce led the team with 3. Devin Lloyd, Jaw Dobbs, and Shaquille Griffin each had 2. I'm wanting to call him Josh Dobbs because, you know, he's a quarterback and everything. And then a couple players with 2, including Josh Allen. That was weird. We were 4th in fourth in offense, 5th in defense, so we had a very good team. How about scoring? 3rd for offense. That's real nice. And then defense? 6th. Okay, we were very good this year. We were a top 5-ish team. You love to see that. Lamar Jackson wins his 2nd MVP. Trevor Lawrence at number 4. Actually a higher overall than he ever reached in my last rebuild. That's interesting. Jordan Love up there. That's something as well. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Lamar Jackson. Christian Kirk at number 9. Cool. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Myles Garrett. Any Jaguars up here? I forgot what team we were for a second. I almost said Cardinals. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Steve Majette. I don't know how you say that last name, of the Colts, unfortunately, a division rival. No Jaguars. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Aries Bennett, the player I was thinking about taking. Well, that's super fun. And Jaw Dobbs comes in at number 2. No. We got number 2 back to back. That really sucks. And Walt Palmer all the way down at number 7. So that's not super fun. You would love to have, you know, obviously an award win there, but hey, we were close at least. He hopefully will develop just off of purely playing well. We'll see. But let's see if we can take down the Cleveland Browns here. They do have a better team than us by 4 overall, an 85 to our 81, but we are playing better. We clearly have a better record. We got 3 more wins than them. So let's see if we can take them down. And we do. 35 to 28, beat them by a touchdown. So let's get some, I guess this gives me, what, staff points or something? I wish it would be XP, but I think it's just staff points. I don't even spend staff points. I just auto spend those, but you know, whatever. We'll take it. And here we're taking on the New England Patriots, also at 9 and 8. Now we do have a comparable overall to them. We're at home. Clearly if we go pretty far here, like maybe the conference or the Super Bowl, we will jump in. But let's see if we can take down the Patriots. There's not much else for me to really say here. And we do, 31 to 24, and we're going to be taking on the Russell Wilson-led Denver Broncos. It looks like he had a decent year for sure. 42 touchdowns, 4,900 yards, a lot of interceptions with 19. You know, he's not really an interception thrower that much in real life. He's not like a goddamn, who throws a lot of interceptions? I don't know. I would make a joke there, but I can't think. And then we have some upgrades here. Let's see who is in here. Bryson Smith, our like backup slot receiver, not too bad. He's a good player. But let's see if we can take down the Denver Broncos. And we cannot, unfortunately. Let's go see what the score was. It's going to be Green Bay versus Denver in the Super Bowl. So we lose. It was actually very close, 20 to 17. So we easily could have been in the Super Bowl. If the Broncos lose the Super Bowl, I'm going to be annoyed because we probably could have won as well. Or I guess wait, I don't know. I'm disappointed either way. But let's see who wins the Super Bowl. And the Green Bay Packers do win it. So the Broncos beat us just to lose in the Super Bowl, unfortunately. But the Packers win 31 to 24, led by Jordan Love. That's fun. But in terms of re-signings, let's see who we got left. I think I will re-sign. Should we re-sign Devon Hamilton? How was he? Hold on, let's check out his stat. I'll let him go. We can find a better player there. He didn't really do all that much. He only got a sack, 2 tackles for loss. Not great. I mean, I guess he didn't get that many snaps to get that, but like, we can find an upgrade for sure. Ooh, okay. I might have to go after like Rashawn Gary or something, because our pass rush clearly has not been it, chief. Oh, I could also get Jeffrey Simmons. Should we just kind of go all out this year? I think I will. Let's see if there are any cuts we can make. I think I'm going to go crazy this year. Okay, so I think I am going to make a couple cuts just to re-sign them. Cam Robinson will be the first one. That saves us 17 mil. Definitely can get him back for cheaper than that. And then the next one is going to be, where is he? Foye Olukun. That will save us 15 mil. We can probably get him back for like 8 mil a year. Like, that's a big, not upgrade, but what am I wanting to say? A big saving there. And honestly, Zay Jones. We'll cut Zay Jones. I might re-sign him. I might not. We'll see. He hasn't really done a lot. I guess he hasn't been given a huge opportunity, but he's just been meh. So let's go back into free agency and let's make some moves. All right, so here in free agency, these are going to be the players I'm going for. First one being Rashawn Gary. He would be a huge upgrade to the pass rush. Obviously, that's been kind of a problem for us. We have good players there. Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen are both good overalls, but they're not really getting after the QB. I think they had a total of 12 sacks last year for two players that are pretty high caliber, both top 10 picks. Like, they should be getting more than that, but hopefully Rashawn Gary, another close to top 10 pick, hopefully he will improve that. And another player to hopefully improve that in Jeffrey Simmons. I'm a big fan of him in real life. Should be a very good player for us here. There are teams that are very interested in him, and he's not very interested in us. So honestly, I don't think we're going to get him, but we might as well try. Because a lot of players that are good and aren't interested typically take like maybe the second best offer if they're more interested in the team, you know what I'm saying? Foye Olukun is going to be our next signing, and then Cam Robinson, just to bring them back. So let's see if any of these players sign right out the gate, and they all do. But with who? They all sign with us. That is huge. This was a pretty big free agency class. I'm very excited about that. All right, so we have a 5th year option here. I guess it doesn't matter too much because it's the last year, but it's Trevor Lawrence. We're definitely going to pick that up. He was great last year. You take that either way. I mean, like, even if he wasn't amazing last year, you pick that up. Like, yeah. And then another one. Wait, who's this going to be? Travis Etienne. He's a number 2 back. We'll not do that. I didn't really understand that pick to begin with. That was another one of those weird, like, Urban Meyer signing. I couldn't remember his name for a second because I'm stupid. And then let's see, what do I want to do here for private workouts? I definitely want to look at a receiver. Trenton Verdon has a deep route that looks really nice. And Johnny Springs, he looks really good. Okay, we'll think about those two. And then I think we'll also look at this center, Joshua Sykes. Good thing his last name does not start with a different letter, that is for sure. All right, so in the draft, the 49ers have the number 1 overall pick. That is different for sure. Is that their actual number 1 overall pick, or is that like from a trade? Hold on. I don't know, but let's go to our pick at number 30. What do we want to do here? I guess we're just going to go Johnny Springs. He is 5'8", 188, definitely a shorter receiver, 23 years old out of USF, ran a 4.34 at the combine, so that's great. I'm surprised it's not listed as like elite. I guess it's not quite elite, but yeah, great, definitely makes sense. And then a deep route, a spec catch. I just really like that deep route. Like, A is pretty rare, at least past the first round, so I guess this isn't past the first round, but he's projected 2nd to 3rd round. But you know what I mean. He's not projected to go in the first. So let's take him here, and he has hidden, of course. 94 speed, 97 excel. He looks great. Should be a good replacement for Zay Jones, to say the least. And I think here we're going to go Joshua Sykes. We are going to end up taking him. 38 reps on the bench. 502, ran a 502 at the combine. Has a awareness, impact block, injury, lead block. Not the best, like, actual blocker now that I look at it, but we're not going to overthink it. He looks like a very good center. Let's take him. And he is hidden, of course. Not the slowest ever, and amazing speed. It looks like a great center. Okay, I'm going to take 2 tight ends just because I want to hit on one number 2 tight end for sure. Just because I can at this point. Like, we don't really have anything else to take. We're going to go with Keelan Burnett with the first pick. He is 6'5", 238, only 21 years old out of Wisconsin. Ran a 4.7 at the combine, which is decent, and a 4.6 at his pro day, which is good for sure. He has pretty good strength for a tight end, and the reason I like him is A, because he's decently fast, and then he has a catch in traffic, decent route running, decent awareness, hopefully. So just looks like an overall good tight end, and he is young, of course. So let's take him, and he only has normal dev, unfortunately. Not super fast either, but might be a good tight end. We'll just just have to see. And then with the other pick, I think I'm going to go Manny Saunders. He is definitely quicker. He is older at 23 years old. Or no, this isn't the guy that's quicker. This is the guy that has A awareness, B spec catch. I just really like the A awareness. He's intriguing for sure. And he has a fun name. So let's take him. And he also has normal. Hopefully one of those two players are good, because it would be nice to have a good second tight end. I just want to fill out this roster as much as I can. All right, here is a recap of the draft, and honestly, not my best ever. Johnny Spriggs is... Was I calling him Springs? It's Spriggs. I don't know. Close enough either way. But he's not quite as good as I thought he would be. Really all he is fast. I guess he has good spec catch too. Good deep route, clearly, which comes with being fast. But he's fine. He's just a good deep threat. He's a second Mecole Hardman, essentially. Just fast, and that's about it. Joshua Sykes is only a 72 overall. I don't know if I'm going to start him, honestly. I might, just because it's not super high of a risk to start him, and you might as well, because he could end up being pretty good. That is a terrible haircut. What is that? It's all short except for a tiny thing on the top. I hate that. But he looks like a good player, not much power clearly, but is a good just overall blocker. So it looks like hopefully a good center, and I'm hoping if I do start him, he could develop into a good player. Now, neither of the tight ends are good. I thought one of them would at least be decent just based off their stats, but no. Both of them suck. He's not a good route runner, not a great blocker either. He's just overall not very good. And then the slightly better tight end in Manny Saunders is also not good. Only a 1 overall better, and just same problems. Not a good blocker, not great route running. Just the A awareness only ended up being like 70, so eh. And then the CPU didn't really do anything. I did take this Marcus McKee guy. He's only a 64. I guess I drafted an okay running back, but that's like the last thing we need. It was a mid draft, to be honest. Not one of my best, but hey, it's better to have it in year 3 where it doesn't matter as much. Whoa, hold on. BJ McLeod, do y'all see that next to his overall? I was just checking upgrades for him, just kind of casually looking around, and, wait just a minute. I was thinking, you know, maybe he has Superstar. I didn't say anything about that, but, he has straight up X Factor. I didn't cheat and give him that, clearly. Like, you can go and watch this, stream and everything. That's kind of crazy. I want to get him playing time, but I don't know how. How do I get him playing time? Could I play him at, like, a backup safety or even, like, starting safety? That's rare. You don't really see, like, X Factor at all, let alone for a later round pick. That is wild. I guess maybe I'll play him as like the number 2 nickel corner and just the number 4 corner. We'll try and get him a little playing time. He's not really going to develop anyway, but it'll just be fun to try to get him some development, because that's crazy. That's rare. But here is a look at the team going into the 3rd and final year of the rebuild. Obviously, we got some dev ups here this year, like Christian Kirk, Trevor Lawrence was a super... Never mind, I'm stupid. Evan Ingram. Like, we got a couple dev ups here, and obviously the main difference with the offense is going to be Johnny Spriggs. I couldn't remember his name for a second, but he should be a very good receiver for us. Hopefully he has like Superstar or better. Honestly, I think he'll just have Star, but it would be crazy if he did have a really good depth trait. And then Sykes, we're going to start at center over Luke Fortnite. I know, funny name, I'm sorry, but he just wasn't great last year. So we're going to start Joshua Sykes. I'm getting their names confused now, whatever. Both of our offensive rookies start with a J, whatever. It's fine. And then defensively, not a whole lot is different. Actually, I completely just lied to your face. We added 2 huge players, Jeffrey Simmons and then Rashawn Gary. 2 huge additions to the front 7, so hopefully that will be improved this year, because it hasn't been super great. I mean, we've been fine up front, but the pass rush has been a little lacking. And then obviously the corner room is looking good. No great dev traits there, other than obviously our 4th corner, BJ McLeod. You know, he has a funny name too, BJ. I'm super mature, but yeah, he looks like a really good corner, and maybe he can develop a little bit. I might even play him at like backup safety. I just want to play him as much as we can, so I'm going to do that. But let's get to the mid-season point of year number 3, and hopefully we're doing well. Okay, so at the mid-season point of year number 3, we are sitting at 2-4. That's not necessarily ideal. Do we have any upgrades here? Just decent ones. What's the problem? What's the problem with this team? Let's check out some of the stats. I will bench Trevor Lawrence if I have to, if he's doing terrible. terrible. He's not doing great, but he's not doing terrible. 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's doing okay. James Robinson's doing well. Receiving is all right. Blocking, Sykes is awful. Okay, that could be part of the problem. Maybe I should bench him. And then pressure, we're getting none. We signed Rashawn Gary for like 30 mil a year, and he has 3 sacks in half a season. That's great. And we have 3 total interceptions on the defense. So, not ideal, if you ask me. But I don't know how to fix that, because it's the entirety of our defense. And I guess I'll just put Luke Fortnite back in. Yeah, that seems like a logical solution. Also, why does Spriggs not have his dev trait revealed, but Sykes does? I don't know. Maybe just... I don't know what the problem with this team is, man. It's just not playing well. Do we do a defensive scheme change and hope for more pressure? I guess I could. All right, let's try the Broncos defense and hope it works out a little better. I mean, we just need some change because it's not working for some reason. But let's get to the end of year number 3 and hopefully we can miraculously make the playoffs. Okay, so we actually do end up making the playoffs. That is kind of crazy. We end up finishing 9-8. So apparently everything I did at the midseason helped out quite a bit. We were having a mid-season for sure, and now it's a good season, you know? I swear I've said mid about 30 times in this video. I don't know what's wrong with me. But Trevor Lawrence had 4,400 yards, 39 touchdowns, which is his new highest, and only 7 interceptions. So he definitely finished stronger than he started. Rushing, James Robinson has been a stud. 1,000 yards, 4.5 yards per carry, 15 touchdowns. He's had so many touchdowns. He might break the rushing touchdown record or something. Christian Kirk had an amazing year, 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns. Evan Ingram, 1,200 yards and 14 touchdowns. This is what I was saying earlier, like Evan Ingram does amazing in this game, at least with the Jaguars scheme and everything. So if you want a tight end to do well, maybe try out the Jaguars scheme as well as like the slot / number 1 receiver. It's a pretty good offensive scheme and defensive, but sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's not. I don't understand it, but whatever. Johnny Spriggs as a rookie had 800 yards and 6 touchdowns, and what is his dev trait? He does have superstar. Okay, that's pretty huge. If we would continue, obviously it would be better, but you know, you can just imagine that he'll be a great receiver someday. I don't know what to tell you. 500 yards for Mecole Hardman, not bad. And then blocking, it definitely looks like it was a good idea to start Luke Fortnite instead of Joshua Sykes. Cam Robinson had his worst year so far, but still not terrible. Juwan Taylor was all right. Brandon Sheriff was not great, honestly. Ben Barch was very good, though. Ben Barch, weirdly enough, has been like our best lineman. Either him or, I guess, Cam Robinson, but even then, he had a down year. Ben Barch is the MVP, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. And it looks like the defense did step way up. So Devin Lloyd led the team with 132 tackles, Foye Oluokun with 128, Jaw Dobbs with 101, and then tackles for loss, we had an absurd amount. I don't even feel like listing all that, just we had a ton. And sacks, we had a very good amount. We definitely rebounded there. 14 from Josh Allen, 12 from Rashawn Gary. Did I just change the scheme and not remember? I definitely didn't. Like, I remember thinking at the end, like, hey, this is a pretty good scheme. I don't know, man. It just seems inconsistent. Jeffrey Simmons with 8.5 sacks, Walt Palmer with 5.5, and then interceptions, big up from the midseason point. 3 from CD Deuce and Jaw Dobbs, 2 from Tyson Campbell, Foye Oluokun, Shaquille Griffin, and BJ McLeod. I haven't mentioned Shaquille Griffin much in this rebuild, but he is a decent corner for sure. And then 1 from Devin Lloyd. I almost said a number of players, but it was only 1. We were 17th in offense, okay, and 28th in defense still. I mean, we must have been terrible because the second half of our defense looked good, or the second half of the season. 8th in points scored and 18th in points allowed. Okay, we were much better there. So it looks like we were letting them get into kind of like the red zone and then just stopping them, I guess. I don't know. For MVP, I saw some weird things in there. Okay, Lamar Jackson wins his 3rd MVP now. That's interesting. Trevor Lawrence at number 4. Jordan Love leaves the Packers after having a very good year and then joins the division rival Lions where they go 12-5. That is interesting. I might look at Jordan Love in rebuilds from now on because it looks like he's good and it's not just because of the Packers scheme. For offensive player of the year, it goes to Devontae Adams. That's actually kind of rare. You don't really see that, which is weird. Devin Duvernay on the Broncos at number 5. Okay, but I didn't see any Jaguars, unfortunately, which is surprising because, I mean, Robinson was really good. Ingram was very good. Kirk was very good. Like, we had some good players. players. And then Defensive Player of the Year goes to Von Miller. Josh Allen at number 5. Surprisingly, no other Jaguars, but it's cool to see Josh Allen up there. Trent Verdon of the Bengals wins it. Maybe a receiver or something, I don't know. And then Johnny Spriggs at number 4. I'm surprised he's not a little higher. I guess he didn't have a great year, but he had a decent year, so it's good to see him up there. Cordell Presley of the Broncos wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. And any Jaguars? Unfortunately not. So, very good rebound from us, considering how bad we were at 2-4 at the midseason point. But we are going to be taking on the Buffalo Bills in the Bills Stadium. So, I wouldn't be mad if we lost this game. I obviously want to win, but I don't know if we should win this game, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't be realistic. But hey, we'll try our best. I guess we have them in terms of overall. We have a couple upgrades there on the D-line, so hopefully we can get after Josh Allen a little more. Get after? What am I, fucking like British or something? I don't know. But we have a weak link scenario. What's this gonna be? Let's go. You find yourself in the playoffs despite fielding a defensive unit near the bottom of the league in rankings. What do you want to do this week? Or what do you need out of them this week? Let's go create pressure. It seems like we've been good at that, so we'll go create pressure. I know that's not a weak part of our defense, but you know, I'm just thinking like, hey, if we win this, that will probably be a part of it. So let's jump in against the Buffalo Bills. All right, here we are against the Buffalo Bills in their stadium. I actually don't know the name of it, but it is a tough place to play. Let's see if we can take them down. We take an early 14-0 lead in the first half as we slowly get into the second half. We make it 21-0. It's not a close game so far. 21-3, they do finally score. It's 28-3. Hopefully we don't pull a Falcons, and we do not. The final score ends up being 28-10 as we smoke the Buffalo Bills. We smoking on that Josh Allen pack, baby. Okay, so we have a weak link. I can never say that. I don't know why. I say like wink. It's tough for me to say. But let's see. It doesn't look like we reached our goal there with 3 sacks, which is kind of surprising. I doubt they have an amazing offensive line. And we have a great front 7, clearly, especially in terms of pass rush. But hey, we'll take the win, you know what I'm saying? But let's see who we're going to be taking on here. It's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers at 12-5. So we have some upgrades. Let's see if any of these are important. Definitely not. But let's just jump in here against the Steelers. All right, so here we are taking on Pittsburgh. Let's try and smoke on that Pittsburgh pack, you know what I'm saying? I honestly don't think we're going to beat them, but hey, we can try. Isn't this one of the games that were... I think they played the Steelers in the playoffs in like 2017 and beat them in a crazy like comeback just to lose to the Patriots or something like that. I don't know. But it is tied up 10-10 going into half. We take the lead 17-10, 20-10 now. We're doing well in the playoffs, man. I don't mean to jinx it, but we doing all right. 20-13 is the score, which is the last time. No, I'm not going to make that joke. Okay, 27-20 is the final score. That was a closer one than the first game for sure, but hey, we still get the dub in Pittsburgh, in not Heinz Field. What is it now? Agrisher or whatever stupid ass name? I don't know. Heinz Field was such a good name. I don't know why they gotta fucking change that and stuff, you know what I mean? But hey, we get the win at Pittsburgh, so you love to see it. So in the conference championship, we're taking on the 10-7, I almost said Oakland Raiders, but Las Vegas Raiders. So we have some upgrades here. Who's this going to be? George Doss. Okay, he's still on the team. And then Walt Palmer, who's been all right. He hasn't been amazing. But let's take a look at the team real quick, actually, because I haven't really done that in the playoffs yet. I mean, we've had some development for sure. Trevor Lawrence playing up to a 91 overall with morale. That's crazy. Spriggs obviously playing up to an 81. Christian Kirk up to a 91. James Robinson up to a 91 with morale. Brandon Sheriff up to a 90. Like, we have some good players here for sure. On the defense, Rashawn Gary up to a 95. Simmons up to a 92. Allen up to a 90. Like, this team is nice, dude. This team is really good. I'm not going to mess with anything, but Dobbs is better than Shaquille Griffin. I could slide him ahead of him, but I just don't want to mess with it. We're doing well. There's no reason to change it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into the game against the Las Vegas Raiders, and let's hopefully take them down. But here we are in Allegiant Stadium. Is that their stadium? I think, yeah, Allegiant Stadium, taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, this is another very tough place to play. Like, we've played in 3 of the tougher places to play. Bills Stadium, Steelers Stadium, and now Raiders Stadium. But let's sim to the end of the game, and let's see if we can take them down. We come out to an early 7-0 lead. They make it a little closer, 7-3, now 10-3. We have the lead comfortably. I don't think we've been down at one point throughout the entire playoffs this year. I'm probably going to jinx the hell out out of it. We're up 24-14 though, 31-14, 38-14. We running it up, 38-20, 41-20. It's not close. We destroy the Steelers here as we take down whoever that is. Doesn't really look like Josh McDaniels or whatever, but maybe. But Derek Carr looks like he did all right even. We just, it was no match. We double their score. But let's see who we're going to be taking on in the Super Bowl. It's going to be none other than the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. So we do have them in terms of overall, and these upgrades definitely do not hurt that. They are a 86 to our 87. They did have a better record, but we had a bit of a stinker in the first half. Seemed kind of, unjustified, I guess. Like, we were definitely a better team than 2-4. So I kind of think we're the better team here. But what should we say? It's everything for us to win the Super Bowl. Like, this is the last year. We need to win the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it really affects the outcome, but it might, to be fair. But let's jump in against the Dallas Cowboys and let's see if we can take them down. Here we are in the Super Bowl in the Cowboys Stadium. They get a home game for the Super Bowl? Is that right? Am I tripping? What stadium is this? I must be tripping, right? Oh god, I accidentally returned it. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, I guess I'm cheating here. We'll return the kick. I don't know who Huff is, but let's get it. Imagine I return it for a touchdown. I mean, yeah, okay, I'm bad. But let's sim this out and let's see if we can take down the Dallas Cowboys. This might be the Viking Stadium now that I think about it. I don't know. But we have the lead 14, now 21-10. They make it a little closer being, oh, they take the lead. Okay, they're up 24, now 31-21. It's slipping away from us. We bring it closer, 31-28. And it looks like, unfortunately, we're gonna lose in the Super Bowl, 34-28. But hey, we still made the Super Bowl with the Jaguars, which is, that's crazy as is. I don't think they've ever made the Super Bowl, ever. This is AT&T Stadium, so yeah. But unfortunately, that is going to be the end of this rebuild. It was a very fun one. The Jaguars are a very, very good team in Madden, so this was a great rebuild. Obviously, this would probably be my recommendation if you want to do one for fun. Like, this is a super fun team with young players playing well in real life. Dak Prescott looks like he dominates us for sure. That was a weird sentence. You know what I mean, though. But if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to drop a like and a sub, and let me know what team to rebuild next. And go and follow my Twitch, where I am streaming right now. I would appreciate that. You can watch me do them live, and you can influence, signings, trades, all that kind of stuff, and draft picks, whatever. So be sure to follow that link in the description as always. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys again in the next video. Goodbye.